Let's start by talking about this. Now, on June 1st, that is the day we got on a plane and came to the US. This is by far probably one of the most stressful things to ever do, ever. Now, of course, when you look at life, typically as things are going on, whatever you're doing at that time is usually the hardest thing you've ever had to do because it's the first time that you're doing it. Now, for myself, I had a photography business that I was running in Kenya. I was heavily involved in BNI in Kenya, Business Network International. I was actually working on launching a chapter there. My wife was working in Kenya. Our children were in school. Everything was moving. Normal life was going on. And then we decide that it's time to move. Now, on the Thursday, just before we made the decision, there was reports of Ebola in DRC and Uganda, and that is something that really scared us because we were asking ourselves, what if? Because these stories of sijui which disease is here, this disease is where it happened in 2020, and it was a problem. So we did not want to risk. Of course, we already had our visas with us. My wife had come to the US, so she already would be allowed as a resident. We hadn't yet. So we had to move. And so that Thursday night, we are talking and thinking, should we do this? And then we wake up on Friday morning and we are seeing report after report. There's this thing that's happening. Or the US is the one that requested for us to have a center for Ebola. And I'm asking myself, what if anything happens and this Ebola thing leaks out into the public? And now it becomes a pandemic. You're genuinely scared. And you obviously know that if there's ever like a national issue, oh yeah, before even that happened, that same Thursday, we received an email from our agency that asks us, have you guys been in this country, this country, this country in the past 21 days? And we told ourselves, oh my goodness. If they're asking us this question, so we wake up Friday morning and we are still 50-50 because she hasn't yet resigned at work, and the resignation process takes a long time in her workplace. It's extremely extensive. We haven't yet even bought suitcases. We haven't done what we have. Like, there's so much to be done that has not yet been done. So on Friday at around 10 a.m., we are on a call, and then we say, you know what, let's go. Let's do it. Let's just go. Let's do it. I have no idea what that means, but we need to go. So we make our way. And that night we sit down, we look at flights, and that time when we are booking flights, we're booking flights of like within 2-3 days, because it will either be Sunday or Monday, and Monday is a holiday. Monday is 1st of June. So we are seated there, we are looking at flights, we're looking at this flight, then look at that one, okay, which is a better option, we are looking at prices. And every single time, this is something I noticed, every single time that you look at a flight, somehow the price goes up. Because they know there's a lot of high buy intensity, or like you want to buy. So finally, we find a flight that leaves 11 p.m. on Monday, and it would get here at around 2 p.m. and it is not cheap, but somehow we find the money and we book. We had initially, today as I'm shooting this is on 28th of June. Initially, we wanted to travel on 29th June, which is tomorrow. But by tomorrow, we'll have been here 4 weeks. So we're hoping, these 4 weeks would be able to put things in order. There's this person that we need to talk to. There's this person that we need to give this role to. Like, even for myself, some of the things to hand over in business would have been done, but we had to move. When we look back at the last 3 weeks of what we've been able to do, it is a good idea that we actually moved then, because all the things that we need to do before she starts work, we've practically done all of them. And so between now and when she reports to work, things are basically okay. But if we had shown up tomorrow, would have been running around and would have been stressed by the looming deadline of her starting work. So if you're a nurse looking at coming to the US, give yourself that 6 weeks. It feels like a long time, but that 6 weeks is actually really good, because the first week you're probably resting, you're probably just adjusting to how you're waking up 7 hours later, that difference. It took us a while, and of course there are things that I learned about how to deal with it, and you will be able to now have like 1 or 2 weeks when you're just waiting for work and you're not stressed about it. So that's something that I would do. And then on Saturday, it was suitcases coming in and things being put in the suitcases, and realizing that we have so much. We have so much that we have, and we never really get to know that you're that blessed. Because we tried fitting in everything that we could in 4 suitcases for the 4 of us, but it was not going to be possible. And I even remember the bag that I was carrying, the carry-on bag that I was carrying, it was so full. It had all the equipment that I could be able to carry, because 90% of my equipment I still left in Nairobi. It had 2 books, which I had just bought, and I left so many books in Kenya. The good thing, especially with the books thing, is the fact that if I want a book here, it's very easy to get it, because I used to get them from here. And I'd wait for 2 weeks before I can be able to get a good book. Now, Speaking of books, I've actually made an order for Alex Hormozzi's books, and I'm excited, just waiting for them to come in. They should come in this week so that I can read them and hopefully apply that to my own business. But that is us preparing to come to the US. And now I'll also put for you in future videos some of the things that people told us as we were living, and it's emotional. Look at me rubbing my hands like Mojo Jojo. It was emotional.